I hope you've learnt the words.
What?
Oh, but I'm, oh, but I'm, oh, but I'm. If you got the love and you bought the time, you follow that vision, we will be fine.
We will be wrong. Come on.
Oh my God. Go back to the old song, I'm begging.
Travis,
I'm
you know,
singing.
Pudding's beating you on this one.
Because Pudding only knows the chorus.
Something wrong with knowing the chorus. It's the hook line.
Yakshamat. Hush gardeners, people. Hush gardeners.
Oh,
Mahaba.
Come on, Pudding, say something in Spanish.
That's Portuguese. Isn't that Turkish? Mahaba.
No. Hush gardeners is welcome.
No, it's Mahaba is hello.
It's Yakshamat. That's good evening, actually.
Yeah, Nasisil.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, Wharton.
That's it. That's something.
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Wagwan.
No, that's just the youth of the UK.
And just for my favourite fans out there, it's coming. Holla, holla. We actually put down at what minute I said it on last week's podcast. You know, so.
Well, I'd like to mention, do you remember when we first encountered, we started this journey of our weekly podcasts?
Yeah.
I'm sure our first couple of podcasts, I don't know if it was the second or the first, and we had a topic based on, should we have Black history in schools, taught in schools?
Yeah, go on.
Today
Yeah.
I was listening to 5 Live, and they were also talking about it and saying that it was being lobbied in Parliament to see if that could happen.
Why does it have to be lobbied in Parliament, though?
Because it's got to be changed in law to be put into the schools, because schools don't have the freedom to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've got to follow policies.
It's the masters, the masters tell them what to do.
Yeah. So, and they're saying that Black history not being taught throughout schools is sort of robbing everybody of their heritage, because Black history belongs to everybody, because there have been so many fantastic Black
inventors,
historians what have done stuff, and if you're not going to tell people about it, everybody's missing out.
True,
you know what I mean?
True.
Because obviously for those Black historians to have been obviously successful would have involved some probably decent English folks helping along the way as well, who weren't trying to hold them down.
Yeah.
So it's everybody's history. They've got to look at it like that, and not just thinking it's just Black people just doing this. Well, no, because you would have had some fantastic British people helping as well. So tell the story. You know what I mean? So,
True.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to update on that.
Actually,
so hopefully we'll get changed and all our kids will learn. But by then it'll be too late for my kids because they've all finished.
Yeah. Actually, no, it's never too late. Because I learned a lot more about African history once I left school. Because I went to search for it. So it's never too late. The people, to be fair, even if they don't introduce it into the school system, the curriculum, Black people will always navigate back to their roots, and try and find out what's going on. There's only a few people. I met a girl just recently in Germany, obviously, and she was brought over to Germany. She was sent to Germany because her family's name in Africa, Uganda, more specifically, is really famous and came from a anti-government family. So what they did is the parents obviously planned and sent their kids to Germany, and their parents were then assassinated. So she was here, adopted out into Germany, five African children in Berlin, back in we're talking 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Where Berlin was a lot more, let's say, right wing than it is now.
Yeah.
And she went through some real hardships. But the thing is, what happened was, because she was brought to Germany so young, at 3 years old, she never got the Black education. So she was growing up in a white system. She didn't even know anything about being black. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now she's like on a journey to find out what her roots are. Because you're always like, you know, at some point you always want to go back and find out, and you'll gravitate towards more black people. You know how it is, man. Even like when you leave school, most of your friends, they'll probably were white in school, and then they'll slowly turn brown, and then at some point they'll probably end up being black. You know, you always end up going back to your roots, I guess.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Or the people in common, which is not a bad thing. Obviously, you know, mixing is all right too, but I think you always want to find out and be able to identify with the people who look like you more than anything, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
I think.
You'd be robbing yourself with that right, to be fair, you didn't.
Yeah.
Which leads me to a question I want to ask, and I'm going to listen very carefully to the three of you today. I'm listening. I'm only asking the question. I'm going to listen very carefully to your point of view, because it's been popping up recently on Facebook. You know, so I want to ask it, and you'll know why I'm going to ask it when I start asking it. Can black people who date outside their race be pro-black? Who wants to start answering?
Done this one already, haven't we?
No. We want to go a bit deeper in this one. Go on. I've got to hear what your opinions are on it, because it's coming up on Facebook quite regular.
Pro-black. You mean
not be pro-black? I mean, for instance, Alstallio, can you tell us what pro-black actually means? Do you think
not against you black people?
No, you're for.
I mean, you're for people, yeah.
I am. Yeah, definitely.
Because I've got to be honest, before you start answering, I actually saw it again this week, and a lot of people were actually saying no, they can't be pro-black if they date outside their race. And they're not fully black people themselves because they don't identify with black, and you should be telling them that they're not black enough.
Okay, can I give you an example?
So
can I give you a quick answer? Can I just give you a quick? Okay, when an English person leaves England and goes abroad, and they meets another English person, there's that sort of connection where you're like, yo, you're from England too, man. It doesn't matter where they come from. It's like, you're from England. Yeah, I'm from England. Yeah. You feel more familiar. Even if you're from America and you meet an American somewhere like Saudi Arabia or, I don't know, anywhere else, you're like, oh, you're American. Yeah, man. I think that's the same with black people. Once you leave the country, like, and that's like once you leave your race, so you're no longer with black people, you date like a white person or a Chinese person, whatever. You're still kind of looking like, oh, man, you're black too. You know, I still like my black people, you know what I mean? I think you're always, you're still connected to you, even if you think. So I think in most cases, anyone who is anti-black when they date outside the race had no love for black people in the first place.
Yeah, in the first place,
Or they've been raised in a majority, like Taylor say, Chinese area or white area where they've lost their identity. I think once you're any race, actually, I think once you're white, you're pro-white. Once you're black, you're pro-black. You have to be, because if you don't, then you're going to die out. And just to answer your question, I think it makes it more important to be pro-black once you date outside your race, because like obviously
they love your race.
Yeah, they love your race.
They love you, because I know it's following on from what Alstallio says. Yeah, it does. Because I was watching another podcast. Obviously, I think everybody is familiar with the Red Table Talk, and they were talking about colorism within the black society. And why is it for the English and, say, the white people to make you feel good about your colour?
Exactly.
Because your own black don't make you feel good about your colour.
It's true, because, Travesy,
that's bad.
Yeah, it is bad, because when I saw the comments and when they were saying, oh, they're not black enough and whatnot, and you should tell them and that, I then said, I would never tell somebody they're not black enough, because guess what? All Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
So they've forgotten that Black Lives Matter straight away. By talking someone because they might be dating outside of their race, straight away, you're not for Black lives, are you? When you really think of, that's the reason why I was asking the question. Because the fact that you've even got a squabble that someone's not black enough shows that you don't care about black lives.
What's being black anyway?
I don't understand, because the woman said, but I was actually going to put, look, I have had to adopt to the white society to get where I've needed to get. Doesn't mean I'm certainly not black.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
So black. I've just got to, sometimes you do have to adapt a certain way to get where you need to go. You know, it's just the way it is.
You can't.
You know,
Yeah, definitely. You
I
got to
couldn't
conform to
believe,
your surroundings, don't you?
exactly. I couldn't believe the comments that were going on. And I thought, no, you definitely, this Black Lives Matter thing is a load of rubbish because they're not caring about their own. The fact that they're caring if someone's not black enough in their ways,
I think also
or
this
they're dating
pro-black,
outside of their race, it shouldn't matter.
this black pro-black discussion is, I think they're just the racist equivalent of white people, racist white
Yes,
people.
yeah,
People are
yeah.
going to say you're
'Cause I
not
thought-
pro-black because I don't think
Yeah.
you have to be dating a black person to be pro-black. You know, I'm
Exactly.
not. I'm just because I'm pro-black doesn't mean I'm anti-white. I'm definitely not anti-white. You know what I mean? I like my race. I want my race to survive and go further. But also I don't mind any other races going further. You know what I mean? And surviving. So
Why be hating? Why be hating?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought you was spreading hate and trying to divide the black people.
And
That's
another
what
thing,
I felt.
with being pro-black as well, even if I get with a white person, I'm making black kids. So, I mean, you can't really be pro.
You get me? It's true.
Can't be, and if you're anti-pro black, if you're, you're the dominant, you have the dominant genes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
Like I said, I think people who say this
just haters
are normally from the let's say the lower echelons of the society. These people who want to cause trouble. People who
I thought so. That's what I was
than,
thinking when
more
I
than
saw
anyone
it.
who's decent. If you have a decent background, like where you've got some morals, you know what I mean, and etiquette, you're never going to say something like that.
Exactly.
You should be inclusive.
Yeah. Why would you encourage people to put down someone because they're not acting perhaps ghetto or really ignorant, a typical stereotype of black people?
Yeah, sure.
It's unfair. You shouldn't be putting people down. It's the same as putting someone down because they want to wear their hair natural. It's the same thing to me.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you've seen how that's been embraced now, and more people are. I remember because I was thinking about it the other day. I haven't dyed. I'm not dyed. I've never dyed my hair. I haven't straightened my hair for it must be at least 20
odd years.
About 20, 24, 25 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that can't be right. I'll be too old.
It could be. You haven't. Well, it's probably about 23 years. I'd say.
I wouldn't even say it's that. I would say it's more 18, 19.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really heard of then. People were like, what do you mean? You're not going like perm your hair? Because I don't want to. Why am I putting the chemicals on my hair, mashing up my hair? This is not how my hair was supposed to be. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable with it how it is. I'll just carry on doing the same styles I grew up having.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean? If people don't like me, don't like me. That's their business. It's not my hair's my crown, and I'll wear it how I want to wear it.
Exactly.
And without the chemicals and the restraints and running out to put so much stuff on it from the Asian shops. No, I'm not doing it no more. And that was my turning point.
That is true. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to be fair. It's up to them if they want to put the hair on and whatnot. Yeah, that's fair play to them. But don't put down someone who wants to stay natural. That's what I'm saying.
True.
Yeah. That is definitely the way. All those pro-black people out there, you need to think before you start putting these things on Facebook and trying to hide our people.
I think me personally, what I would have took from that post would have been, it sounds like it's a woman.
It's a man who did it.
Is he? Really?
I find men do it a lot, to be honest.
I think he sounded quite bitchy, to be honest.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I thought it was from a woman directed at men. Because usually when a man dad's outside his race, the women get all bitter and think he's pro-black and this and that. And then the man who is dating outside his race comes up with all these foolish excuses why he doesn't go out with his own race.
Yeah.
And that probably makes him sound pro-black. Because you think you're being stupid. Me personally, I think you should always at least give your own race a chance before you start jumping ship. You know what I mean? Personally. And if it doesn't work, then try other races because, like you say, you don't know if the love of your life could be another race. It doesn't have to be black. But if you're going to put yourself into that box, you're going to limit yourself. I know a lot of my friends who won't date outside the race and they're all single and have been single for most of their adult life. And is it really worth
because the people they want are dating outside their race?
No, it's not always that. I think I'm either punching too high.
Yeah, some of them
Or-
are. Yeah,
Or they're
definitely.
looking for mans that just not even, like you said.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah, they probably don't look at you and think, oh, yeah, you're nice. And
Mm,
you know what I mean? So,
that is true.
Okay,
That
wait, I
is
want to
mad.
read this. I want to read this thing on Twitter. It says,
Go on.
empowering black communities is mad easy. There's literally a step-to-step guide if you look at it and start with black love, then black marriages, creating positive black ideologies, then black economies, joint partnerships, then redistribution of wealth in the communities, buy from each other businesses, help to build up other businesses. Wait, my phone's gone off. See the community as a partnership, buy up necessary companies, essential of communities, food, shops, bank, health, care, BAM, a black community funded, owned, and partnered by each of is made. The other thing is, like the only one thing supporting this pro-black movement, if you will, is when, like for example, for the men, especially like the prominent black males and even the women, they tend to date outside of race. And the only reason I would say that's a bad thing sometimes is because when, like, say for example, I was a millionaire and I've got a lot of money and I date a person outside my race, and this is just purely monetary reasons. What would happen if I died? Then I've given my money to the other side. You know what I mean?
Again,
Yes,
that's true.
That's the only one downside where I'm like, okay, you know what we should do is really try and keep the money among some black people for a change, because we never have any money. You know, we still don't have any money, and it will be.
No, you know what? We have got money. We just spend it on stupid things.
Yeah, and that's another thing I was gonna say. The thing is, once you give black people money, and I'm listening, like I said, I'm listening to this great book, and she brought that up too. She said with women, especially with women, once they get money, they normally get it at a later age. And by then, they just want to pamper themselves. You know, they're not looking to start a business or anything. They're just like, you know what, I'm just going to buy myself luxury stuff and chill out and have a good life and try and find
Are
a
you
toy.
throwing shade, Alstallio? Are you throwing shade?
I don't know. I don't know any rich. I don't know any rich old women, unfortunately. So I don't know who I can throw shade at. But I'm just saying, and that's the only argument for the fact that okay, if you're gonna marry outside your race, you ain't gonna bring too much wealth in. Like, I don't know, let's say I marry a rich European lady and she gives me the money, and then I marry a black lady, then maybe that works. But in most cases, it's gonna be like if you're a black girl who's somewhere, like a politician or like an athlete, 9 times out of 10 you'll probably marry a European heritage person, and then.
True.
Well, they might not get your money, or you'll get the money. But even when it gets to the point where one of you will pass away, you're probably going to be too relaxed or fixed in your ways that you'll be like, I ain't starting a business now. I ain't trying to give no one no money. I'm chilling and pampering my life. You know what I mean? So that's the only argument for being a little bit more pro-black and probably saying, you probably should try and date inside your race. But apart from that, I think it's all garbage, and I think it should be everyone should be doing what they want, and
and shouldn't be judged for it.
Yeah,
that needs to stop.
Go cashless society.
In regards to what you're saying, Alstallio,
Yeah.
all you just do before you pass on is make investments and set up your own businesses, and make sure your children are in your will, and maybe give them a guideline of what you'd like them to do to give back to the community.
How do you bypass your wife though, or your husband?
You can.
You do that.
If you write a legally binding will, you don't even have to leave it to your wife or your husband.
Yeah, some people leave it to pets in the UK, innit?
I don't know. It's about more complicated than that anyway. So
it's true.
Have to do some more research and find out.
Right, there's a question I need to ask. This is completely something out of the blue. Me and Pudding were talking about it the other day, and I popped up with this question. Let's see how we would answer this. You know, like how lockdown's been going on for, let's say, since March, or however long it's been going on.
8
Do you
months.
think prostitutes are still in business?
Well, you saying that last night
Go on.
on Channel 5, there was this show on. I don't know. My partner was watching it, and I was sort of dowsing in between watching. I was like, "Oh, funny," and it was about how the sex industry is really like ramped up.
Suffering. Was it ramped up?
Yeah.
A lot of pregnancies come out of lockdown.
Before you're not allowed to go out.
No, not pregnancies. Because remember, due to like social media and all them, online platforms. You've got all fans. You've got these like
Oh, you mean
dominatrix things.
OnlyFans?
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
OnlyFans, you mean?
sorry,
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Sorry, you can tell I've never heard of it. I've only heard of it once. I thought it
I
was
heard
all
about it
fans.
and it shocked me.
I
It was
couldn't believe
somebody
it.
local, somebody
Same.
local doing it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I know a person who's on there as well, and they're
dear.
making
You make a
no,
killing,
yeah,
man.
and they're making some serious money. And then I watched this thing was on last night, and it was something kinky thing. I can't even remember the bloody title. But the long story short, this woman with big breasts, and she must have been ill for a week, and she was just logging on and showing the cameras what she does. And she sits there all made up with her boobies there in her sexy clothes, and all her subscribers log on to her. Remember, nobody can touch her. She's doing it via video link, and you have to tip her. They tip you, and within 40 minutes, she'd made 250 quid by just rubbing her chest and stuff, not doing
So
anything really out there. And I was like, oh my God, that's easy money.
It's easy for women.
Thinks
I
out.
keep telling you that's
It
how
is
easy it is
easy
for
for
women.
women.
I know
But it's
women have a
getting-
hard life, but in
They can
generally,
make some
if you're willing
serious
to, if you're willing to embrace your femininity, there's a lot of hungry men who are willing to throw
Yeah.
a limited amount of just coin as
Yeah.
put it. They'll
Well,
throw coin at you, man. You'll be
You
good.
get me? Some thirsty geezers. And another
That's it.
one, there was this transgender lady, and she had a man turn up on her doorstep in a gimp mask and everything. All he wanted was to get kicked in the private parts.
Oh my gosh.
But wait
that's
there,
madness.
500 quid. And then she took the money, slammed the door, told him to F off, and slammed the door. And there's 500 quid just made for kicking the balls. And I
Oh
thought,
my
I
gosh.
says, I could do that. I haven't got no inhibitions. I'd beat a man up for money. You know what I mean? show me the cane.
I don't know if to laugh or cry about that.
I take it that the original prostitutes then must have gone out of business then.
Well, he wants them skanks. You know what? I think now
Them
with
skanks.
like, I think with the modern times, people
Yeah.
like the fantasies
Yeah,
more
I
than
think so.
the act itself, and being able to see something and just, you know what I mean? Because when you watch these people on these, I don't know if it's all whatever OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Remember,
of course, yeah.
people are requesting what they want you to do, and they're willing to pay for you to do that, but you're doing it on your own. So it's not the same as being a prostitute anymore, where you ever have to meet any of these clients or have anybody touch you. You're in the comfort of your own home. You've only got your mobile phone and you've all your computer, and you're making money at home, working from home.
I hope you're not.
I
I hope
says,
you're
no,
not
I'm not.
advertising for this
No.
company.
I was gonna
I
say,
was
man,
thinking, I was going to pimp you 3 hours.
we're no way sponsored or associated with OnlyFans or any other
No, I don't.
sexual companies.
No, but I'm saying because of the ease of it, I think a lot more people will take this up. You know what
They
I mean? 'Cause-
probably will.
yeah, because why should you? At the end of the day, as you get older, you try to embrace your figure. Then we all hate our figure as women, but if you can turn that into making some serious wedge,
You still,
why not?
Wait, let me ask a question. You think that will make women like their figure more? That's the question.
No,
The
they
money.
like the money more.
Well, again, I
Okay.
watched Botched, and that woman who had, I think, some kind of 80cc breasts, and she was moaning, saying that she wanted a tummy tuck, and because the tummy tuck couldn't be done unless she reduced their bust size, she says, "Nah, I'm not doing that because that's my main income."
My main income
Okay,
is
there you go then.
Mum, I mean, I'm telling you, right? This
Yeah.
woman, she is in the record books. You can go and search it on Google.
Yeah.
She's in the record books for smashing 34 cans with her boobs.
Oh my
I
god.
couldn't believe it. And men pay her for these massive, massive boobs. She said to kill the man with these boobs. And I was like, oh my God.
Well, she
This
killed a
is
man.
Crazy. Killed the man with the boobs. You must have took off the top. You saw these big boobs and he dropped dead. I was like, I said to God, the things I watch at night. And I'm like, oh my life. And it's always adult themed. And I'm like, oh. This is what really goes on in the real adult world.
That's what happens. It's
You have to laugh, you know. There's some sickos out there.
There really is some real weirdos.
So yeah, I think if anybody's got no inhibitions and you want to do what you're doing, do what you're doing. If you can live with it and people not thinking very positive about you, why not? Go make your money. Go make your money. Because imagine none of this. You probably wouldn't get a partner anyway. But at least you'd have some cash.
I'm sorry, this was funny.
If you watched it, you'd be laughing your head off. Because I was thinking, oh, this is easy money. I could find a few men I could beat up and give them my job. And live van life, beating men up. Oh, it's
So
terrible.
thank you, that prostitution, the original prostitution may have gone downhill slightly, but
Yeah.
it's been replaced by online.
Other things. You know what I mean? Because you know the
Okay.
kids these days, they're not going to go walk in the streets to look for hookers.
That's
Are they
true.
really? They'd rather just
True.
go online and you got that plenty of fish. That's another hooker thing. You got that swiping thing where you swipe left and swipe right. I don't know what that's called.
Tinder.
Yeah, there.
Is
Yeah,
that,
mate.
I've never heard of that. I've heard of Tinder, but I didn't know you swipe right and swipe left.
If you don't like them, you don't like them. And if you swipe right, I think, I don't know. I've never been on any of these social platforms.
I was going to say, how come you know so much?
I just hear people talking and like showing me stuff, and I'm like, oh, all right then. Crazy. I haven't even got an Instagram.
Oh my God.
I think it's a shame because it's made access to. First of all, people have become very shallow with the way they pick partners. You know, I like good old fashioned way of getting out there, getting in the field and approaching and talking to women. But obviously, this new way of swiping right and swiping left on a picture. On a picture, you haven't had no substance. You haven't been able to meet them. You
Not
haven't
even be them. Catfish.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
There's
Like what we
nothing.
showed earlier in the chat.
There's actually nothing to go on when you're swiping a picture as a potential future partner. Nothing.
Yeah, your first physical attraction.
No, man. No, because you know the women, especially women are guilty of this, man. You know on Instagram, the average chick has got some brilliant angles game. Looks like the top model. Yeah, and filters. Nah, man. Nah. Nothing better than going out into the field and finding a girl, going to approach a girl in the streets and not on all these dating apps, man. Oh my God. It's like I said, it's making everything so shallow. Look, for example, you meet a girl tomorrow and you're having a good conversation with her. By maybe like 30 minutes later, an hour later or something, you've already become obsolete because she's already found someone else who's the next best thing. It's always like the next best thing comes up because you keep swiping. Oh, he looks good. Oh, I looks better. Oh, he looks better. Okay, right, this guy. And then you're right to him. But then you'll see another bitch. Actually, he looks better. And you just, that's a waste of time, man.
It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
I mean, it's worked for some people. I can guarantee you that benefits. I don't know who that benefits, to be fair.
Well, the person who invented the app.
Right, that's it.
Who made it up,
Definitely. Oh my God. Yeah, well, with prostitutes anyway. With COVID so rife, why would you want to look for prostitutes anyway?
They get hungry, don't they?
Yeah, but can you imagine doing that and then, come on, what you're going to ask, have you anti-backed? Have you washed your hands?
Can we social distance, please?
2 meters. You get me? So, no. I think
people still will do it. I do actually believe they will. I mean, you think of all those
it's
who've
such
got
an olden...
Think about those people who've got pimps and they've got to earn this money, or they might get battered, or they need a fix, so they need to sell. You think they ain't...
So if nobody's on the streets, who are you going to sell to? You're going to have a little WhatsApp group or something?
It must be. Right, that probably they do that.
Yeah, I'm available at 9 o'clock.
Is there any prostitutes out there who would like to come on and tell us their experiences during lockdown?
Not only that,
look on Blackopolis on Facebook.
Mideyah, not to make it a bit sour, but sometimes it's the case that people are being human trafficked and they're posing as prostitutes. So not all the time it's the case of they're genuinely doing it just for the sake of just doing it, or I need money.
That's the other side, That is true.
So I've done a
Very
lot of research of that of recent, and it's been coming to the forefront throughout of COVID that those that have been put as prostitutes are not really, they're being human trafficked.
sad, that is, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know
really.
what? I don't understand how this is. It's always been happening, obviously, because we were
Yeah.
humanly trafficked when we was robbed from the motherland. But
Yeah.
I don't know how the prostitution game has turned into human trafficking. Don't people just willfully go into that?
Let me tell you,
Radicalisation. People can
Travesty,
brainwash you,
Travesty.
innit?
What it is a lot of people, it's a shame because a lot of people, let's use Europe for instance, they want to get to a better country. So they promise that, oh, we can get you across, we can get you a job and whatnot. And as soon as they've paid this money to travel across to Europe, their passport is taken from them, they're kidnapped, and then they're forced into it. That's how simple it's done. They know people are desperate to get out of these poor-ridden countries, and that's how these pimps and demons prey on these people who are trying to get where they need to get, and that's how they.
Yeah, that way is mainly the way the media portrays it. But I know I've worked in an environment where that was the case, in the sense of the children will go to the school where I was working at, and the mum was put in that position. So not all the time it's the case of, oh, they're flown over from, I don't know, Berlin, Afghanistan, or any Oriental country or whatever. Sometimes it's the case of it happens so close to home and you wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
So there's that side as well. And then because that's the lifestyle and the upbringing, and sometimes people are tied into some sort of marriage or relationship, and the brainwashing think, oh, this is love, or this is the way it's got to be done.
Yeah.
You know, or if you love me, do this sort of thing. So sometimes it's not how we see it, just because of how media's told us. So
Yeah, true that. True that.
There's a lot of ways they can sneak in the human trafficking. That's obvious. I mean, the sad case just a day or two ago, where that lad was trying to kidnap the child.
I've seen that. That was terrible.
Yeah, I think they've caught him now.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But I did notice on the feed where it said that he'd been caught. It was a Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Isn't Tommy Robinson some racist?
No. Are you talking about the guy who tried to kidnap the young girl?
The guy who tried to kidnap. I know he was a black dude. But when I saw that he'd been captured, in the corner, as I zoomed in the picture in the corner, I could see it said Tommy Robinson TV, and I thought, oh, I'm sure that's that racist dude.
Oh, you got to be careful, because some organisation has leaked some information about that, saying be mindful, because some people are using that on other platforms and fabricating stories about that. So I don't know what that guy, I think the racist do, because he's against Islamic culture, isn't he? The guy who you're on about. I don't know what he's got to do with this in particular situation.
He has nothing to do with it, exactly.
You know, so sometimes people like to get something and manipulate it into something that isn't. So I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So there we have it. Rounding up the prostitution / human trafficking. No.
Can we do the last topic?
Final topic, yeah.
Yeah. Can women and men that are caught up in the cosmetic world because they don't like how they look make good parents?
I'm on the fence with this one.
Who the hell put this topic in?
Considering that none of us are really part of the cosmetic world, I don't even think we can have a comment on it. What I can say is that I prefer a woman who doesn't wear makeup.
Same here.
I prefer this. I just prefer natural looks. And I think to be honest with you, I think most men do. But I think women have something in their head that makes them feel like they're inadequate and never live up quite to the standard of whatever's the standard is.
And that's the question. That's the question, Alstallio. Because they're so caught up in it, and they've got children that may look like them, can they really be a good parent in the emotional, mental welfare of the child?
I think they'll pass it on to the kids. But they'll pass it on to the kids, but with the help of the society.
Yeah, that's what the question that we're asking.
Because society makes you feel like you don't look good anyway. And that's all of us. That's not just like women. That's men too. You know, everyone feels like they don't look good. You know, you walk in the shop, you see all these magazines. Everyone looks so good. You turn on Instagram or Facebook or any posts, you see all these good-looking people. You're like, I don't look like that. You know, and that you hear that a million times a day. Of course, you start getting crazy and thinking, "Oh man, I need to look like this." You know.
Listen, let me show you how crazy the world has gone. I actually saw a post, so we should have shared it with you when I saw it. It was actually a short video, and the child couldn't have been more than 3 months old, and they put cucumbers on the child's eyes. They was doing the child's hair up. They were actually doing what an adult would do, where you pamper them. And I thought, this is madness. Why would you want to expose a child so young to that sort of? It's sort of starting in the cosmetic world straight away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doing their nails, putting cucumbers over their eyes. They're in the dressing gown. Their hair's wrapped like it's been washed, and I'm thinking, you're taking the mick. This is what I'm saying. Do they make good parents? Because if you're so caught up in the cosmetic world, what have you got left to give your child emotionally and mentally? What are you going to teach them, that the basic realistics of life? How are you equipped to do that? If you're so caught up with, I need my eyes stretching, or I need my toenails changed, or I need my breast enlarged. You know what I mean? I'm not on about people who just want to nip and tuck. I'm talking about those who are sort of caught up.
I don't even know why you want to nip and tuck anyway. Just get out there and go and run these sports, man.
Exactly.
People are lazy, you know. People are lazy, you know. Yeah. Once you start doing sports and being active and moving a little bit, you start feeling better about yourself anyway. And that's the cure to feeling bad. You know, some people I
was gonna say, you got to take into consideration, people could have done that and gone from an extreme size down to a low size. What do you do with all the excess skin? So
you don't know. No, that's not true. That's not true. That the skin stays on. No, I think that goes off all the time. Look, go on YouTube, man. I go and look at some people who were fat, and
we're talking obese, not just fat.
Yeah, obese,
look at like there was this. I remember. I'll never forget this guy who started doing yoga. He was a fat guy. He was massive, and then he did yoga. And did yoga. He recorded all his progression. Had no operations or anything, and then all the fat went off him. Or everything just shrinks down. Everything burns.
Now, but he's not going to show you under his boxers where the fat is hiding.
No. How much fat's going to stay in your boxers?
No. This is what I'm trying to say.
That's his balls. He's just walling down.
You walked right into that one, Travesty.
Yeah. Trust me, there's a guy. I'm gonna try and find it. And he loses so much weight. And he all just went tight and fat, and he was like all muscly after that, and he was massive. Believe me, man.
So you telling me, right, when your skin's been stretched for so long that you only have to exercise and your skin's gonna stretch back to the original size it was when you should have been thin?
Alstallio,
nah, don't work like that.
Out the window. That's straight out the window. Because then, why do mothers have a hanging belly after they've had children?
Because most of them don't have the time. Most of them don't have the time to exercise.
It's not elasticated. It's not that elasticated. Some mothers have elasticated skin, and some people don't have loose skin.
Well, maybe look at this guy's Chinese, and he does his video, and he was on crutches.
Don't tell me so fat. Walk after.
It's called Never Ever Give Up. Arthur's Inspirational Transformation. Go and look at this on YouTube. Everyone is listening, and this guy was fat, and then he done all this yoga and all these sports, and he didn't have to have no operations or nothing. He just kept doing yoga, and he kept at it. All you have to do is keep at it. As long as you're being active every day, you're not gonna. All this fat's gonna go away. It's gonna go away. Believe me, it doesn't just hang there. Like this is people who are probably like done some extreme stuff, you know what I mean? You have to work out. If you like starve yourself, then you might have loads of fat just hanging everywhere, and all the fat gets moving away, and they got this loose skin. But skin is like, I guess it's an organ, and it shrinks. You know, it shrinks back into the way it used to be. Believe me, man, I know this. You know, I know this. I've studied this long enough.
You can't know this because you was never fat.
Yeah, but I've seen. Look, there's people. You just have to believe me.
I feel like it's all down to genetics as well, to be honest.
No, I think you just got to you got to make sure you eat right. Remember, a lot of water gets stored in your body too. You know, water cells. There's something in water cells. Let's get stored in your body too. And if you fast for 7 days, the first thing that's going to go out your body is water. You know what I mean? So you need to try and figure it out, man, and go and do it. And believe me, you don't have this excess fat. But anyway, this wasn't even the topic anyway.
How was he?
I think we've all diverged away from what we were starting off with tonight. It's been a fun night.
Yeah. That's because I'm back, that's why.
It was good last week. Last week was good too, though.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Chokers.
All right. Did we even answer that question? I don't know, man. I just feel like we didn't answer that question at all. Bottom line is, you can go and do sports and you'll feel better. Believe me, even me, sometimes when I have my breaks for 2 or 3 months and I'm not doing anything, I feel bad. I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, I'm getting fat. As soon as I start doing sports, latest a week, I feel good again, man. I'm like, oh, good, look at his sweat, look at his muscles. So, yeah, man. Do that.
You fool.
Trust me, just keep at it, go every day, keep turning up, man. Just keep turning up, you'll be fine. Anyway, let's go around the table. Mideyah, because you always start last. So, any words? No Turkish. No Turkish.
Oh, you've just broken my spirit.
Well, people, before we end and Mideyah's text us out, I am updating my iPhone to 14.01, and now I can do free translation and speak to people in different languages.
You're a bit late.
You care about that?
We're already there.
We're already there.
Oh, no, it's an app on your phone for free.
You're the last one. I know you're the last one in the race, Travesy.
Oh.
I thought I was the last one, but it's you.
Oh. And I can measure with my phone.
You've been able to do that for years.
Can you?
Oh God.
Oh my God. Sack it, man. Sack it.
Oh. See, I haven't got an Instagram.
I'm just going to say, my honest opinion is, I don't believe this COVID rubbish. I'm glad we didn't speak about it tonight, but still stay safe, just because Boris wants you to, or he doesn't want you to, or he does want you to, or he doesn't want you to.
Pudding, you got anything to say?
Yes, I do have something to say in regards to our topic about pro-black, and it went on a little bit about natural hair. There's a lovely lady called Shireen, opened her own business for natural hair. It's called Ivy Wild. Ivy spelled I-V-Y, Wild spelled W-I-L-D, hair, and it's on Instagram.
Lovely.
Well, I won't say because I haven't got one.
That's fine then. You look at the products when I get them.
Travesty, you got anything to say?
It's always good to be back and catch up with my podcast brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Just stay as thin as you can, because obviously your skin does stay saggy. Always love you, black, and stay safe until the 2nd of December, when we'll be free to roam the earth again.
That's what you think.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to read this thing out quickly. Okay, Christmas. Our brother posted it. Christmas has been cancelled, kids. No nativities this year because the 3 wise men face a travel ban. The shepherds have been furloughed. The innkeeper has shut under tier 3 regulations as a slump in bookings. Santa won't be working as he would. Break the rule of 6 with Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Donna, and Blitzen. As for Rudolph, with that red nose, he should be isolated and take a test. Good night, folks.
Oh.
Good night.
Good
Night.
night.
Night.